something I would like to talk about is something I was thinking about a minute ago, which was that when I was lighting the fire earlier, it's kind of like trying to gather all the wood, you know, from the rest of the build that we just got stacked up. And it's just those little things that we have in life that we don't take for granted sometimes. We have so much abundance in us. And you know, I've got a huge shed of wood to get through to burn wood, and it's not like I'm trying to get through it, but I'm step by step, day by day, I kept the wood to heat the wood burner to warm up the room. And it hasn't just struck me, I know this anyway, is that, you know, all the abundance is there for what I need, and it's going to take a good 5 years to get through the whole lot, which is good. And you know, I've got these thoughts and thinking, where am I going to get wood from in the future? But I'm sure it will just all be provided for me, because we have everything we need. And slowly and slowly, I've worked up my years of growing up since I was like 14, 15, since I had my very first job. And it was kind of like I was buying everything under the sun, you know, everything that a teenager wanted and everything that a young adult wanted, and then you just sort of waste your money, and you know, there was no need to. And now I've got rid of a lot of it, because, you know, the way I see it is that it's stagnant energy. That's your energy that you've worked towards. You know, all this materialistic items that you have brought in the past, and they're just sitting around not doing anything. And to me, that's like stagnant energy. It's like those items can be given to someone else to good use. I mean, I'm not worried about any money from it, you know, to sell. I've done car boots and things like that, but a lot of the other things that I've had just lying around, and I just got rid of. And it doesn't mean that I'm wealthy and I've got all this money, because I haven't. But what I'm saying is that I believe that energy is all around you in many different ways. You know, there's money, which is just an exchange of energy. You know, it's just how much you put into something, you get out, and there you have this sort of numbered energy of what you've done in that month or a week, or however your pay slip, you know, is given to you. But for me personally, the way I see my life is that all energy can be shared out, and it can be shared, and it can be borrowed, and everything like that. Same with healing, you know. I'm sure somewhere down the line that someone who's going through very emotional and physical healing, that they have been given healing, and with time they've got all this experience, this energy inside of them to help others. It's all about experience and handing that knowledge on, really. And it's almost like all these items that you have in your home, you know, you've put your energy into it for all these years, or however long you've had these items. For example, take a piece of furniture like a chair or a desk. It's been in your property, or maybe in your family for maybe some generations, you know, I don't know, 20, 30 years, for example. And you give that to someone else, and that's had all the emotion in that energy, you know, in all that emotion in this desk or the chair, and you're giving that to someone else. And depending on how sensitive they are, they may be able to pick up on those emotions. So I believe that it's good, whatever you have given to you by someone else, that you appreciate, that you have an experience and awareness that you can tune into these items. You know, it's also called psychometry, but also subliminal psychometry, because we do it all the time without thinking. You know, things come into our homes or our possession that we feel different about. I'm sure there is. I've had this before, and I did a lot of free cycling a few years back when I was getting this house together, and I had all this stuff piled up in this room, ready to be moved in, and I was just like, wow. I was sort of appreciating that, you know, the universe had provided me with all these items that fitted all the slots together to fill up my new home. But at the same time, I had all this other energy going around, and sensitive as I am, I felt from all these objects that all these different emotions were there. But when they were put into the home, and I was living there, and it didn't feel like my home first of all, but slowly after a while it did, because you put your own energy into those objects as well. And I'm not saying for anyone to just buy new things all the time. It's about handing down that energy, that essence, that energy that people have put into items, because all energy is borrowed. It's just one day we have to give it back. That's what they said in Avatar, is that all energy is borrowed, one day we have to give it back. And that's true. And in a physical aspect, not spiritually, because I believe that we gain knowledge as an energy in our sort of etheric body, our consciousness, to grow and expand, because we have that awareness. It's about being more and more aware. Like if your consciousness is here, a very, very first creative soul, you're this sort of size, and the more awareness you have, the more you have just space beyond your physical body, and you can just sort of cope with life, and you understand it, and you can reach out to more people because your energy is bigger. You're more sensitive because your energy is bigger beyond your body, and it's more dense, and so it's more tangible and communicative with other people's energies. So when you're in a room or a space with another person who is just very, very sensitive, depending on how you both are feeling, you emanate off each other, and that's what we call mirrors, because we're almost sensing, because light reflects light all the time. It is light, and that's what we are, emotional beings. We're reflecting light, and as we're expanding, we're also trapping all the energy around us in physical objects. And this is why when you walk into a room that has been worked with a lot of emotion, it doesn't mean, I'm not talking about just spiritual work here, that you walk into, say, certain healing rooms or massage rooms or place of worship and meditation, that the energy is really nice and sort of fluffy, I want to call it. It's kind of like you feel like you've got cobwebs on your face, that, and it's a sort of a warm feeling. You walk in and it's like having a big hug around your energy straight away. That's because your emotional body, your consciousness, is picking up on all these objects around the place that have been emitted all this positive and high vibrational energy. And it's the same when you walk into a place where there's been lots of, say, depression and sadness, and now you are feeling that sort of lowness now, aren't you? As you're watching this, me saying these words, this sort of lowness, this disturbia, this very low vibration, and it's just full of sickness and low emotion and no emotion. And you can feel that off like objects, in the room, that, say, a house has been through that emotional construct for so much time. And it's all about being aware. This is all life is about, is being aware. And the more you can be aware, the faster communication is between consciousness. This is why we're physical, because it takes time for us to reach a higher state of consciousness, that we are able to quickly communicate with each other. Because at the moment we're here to learn about emotion, we're here to learn about self-control, love, understanding about hate and anger, jealousy, all these different emotions and feelings that we have in us. It's all natural, it's all human, it's also spirit, it's also consciousness, because it's awareness. And we are all here to learn off each other completely, no matter who you are. It's not about judging. If you want to judge, then you're just back into sort of that awareness bubble again, that you need to learn something. So if you want to ascend and go faster in life, it's more about understanding. If you feel upset by someone, maybe it's something that you have to learn from. Or if you feel like you've got nothing to learn from, then you need to tell that person who's upsetting you how you feel, for them to learn also. If you don't tell anyone how you feel, I believe that isn't love. The way we love is opening up, being honest, truthful, expressing our feelings, and try not to be angry at the same time, but approaching people and saying, this is how I feel about the situation, and is there anything we can do to control it or prevent these happening again so I don't feel like this? Or why are you feeling like this? It's so emotional stuff. There's a lot of counselling behind it. There's a lot of, it's very emotional. It's very to the core of your being. It's totally insane sometimes. But that's what we're here to learn. We're here to be physical. It's like we're anchored down in this present time to just be and to be aware of things and to go through challenges, to be aware. And the more we overcome these challenges, the more we understand and respect people's emotions and the way they are acting also. It's a very interesting game of life. So basically it's everything that we have is really for experience, and it's not about money. It's totally not about money, because money is just a form of energy that you have already done. The future energy of what you're going into is your personality, who you are, and how you emit sort of your radiance to other people to reach out. And to me personally, I think Earth is such an amazing life. To be honoured to be here right now, to experience everything that I have experienced, and there's more to come. And that's nothing that money can buy, and you don't need money to buy experience either, which I've also learned, that I've spent a week without any money, nothing at all, and I've actually had everything provided for me. Sometimes it's about just letting go and just going with the flow, because there's always support around you. And if you don't think there is support, there is. Because everyone out there has a place in their heart for someone, and when they see someone in need, they will help them. It doesn't matter who they are or what they've done in the past or what sort of person they are. That is true love and unconditional. And I'm not talking about relationship and two people coming together to have love. It's a love of, I understand your consciousness, I understand your being, and that you need this, say money or food or something that someone's helping you with, or it could just be something like opening a door to someone who's got their hands full in a shop. And it's just like, a little bit of help goes a very, very long way, and a smile reaches someone. A smile is the key to everyone's heart. So I think that's what I've got to say about that.